Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning. Uh, Greetings to the people I can see on Zoom, and greetings to the people I cannot see on YouTube and Facebook. This is something that I never ever do, but anybody watching on Facebook, I can see the numbers on Facebook, but I have no idea who you are. So if you want to drop a like or a comment or a wave so that I can at least get to know you a little bit, feel free. Anyway, today we're going to continue our dive into the four foundations of mindfulness. I offered an overview last week. The four foundations are mindfulness of the body, mindfulness of the feelings or feeling tones, mindfulness of thoughts, and what I have come down to is mindfulness of ideas. Somebody asked me last week, what's the difference between the third and the fourth? Explore that a little bit. And today we're going to talk about mindfulness of the body. And I'm going to do something a little bit different in the meditation today. I'm going to offer a body scan, and then we're going to talk about that and mindfulness of the body. So I invite you to find a comfortable meditation posture. Posture is important. When we enter into our meditation posture, we're signaling our body and our psyche that we are entering into something other than where we were just before. And it's a posture where you can be relaxed and alert at the same time. If you're sitting, it's best to be sitting up straight rather than slumped. That creates more of a clear channel for the energy. Your body can actually relax more in that position. It's easier to be attentive. And tucking your chin a little bit, and it's like if you had a little string at the crown of your head pulling up a little bit, just tucking your chin, let that pull up a little bit without stressing or straining the muscles in your shoulder and neck. And gently close your eyes. And let's start by becoming aware of the touch points. Notice the sensations of your feet touching the floor, where there's contact. Notice in your body where your bottom is in contact with the cushion. The gentle pressure on your bottom as gravity holds you in place. Noticing the sensations of your hands resting in your lap. How your body receives those sensations, how that feels on your legs, how that feels on your hands. Noticing the ambient temperature and feel of wherever you're sitting. If there's a draft or a breeze, if it's warm, if it's cool, if it's neutral. Noticing Just noticing what your body feels like sitting down in the simplicity of this moment. And now let your attention come to your breathing and rest there. Noticing the sensations of the body just breathing in and out on its own. Some people start by noticing the sensations of air moving in and out of the nose. Some people focus on the chest or the belly moving up and down, in and out. But to whatever degree you can, let's focus on the overall experience of the body breathing in the body. To whatever degree we can, we're getting out of the control tower in the head and being with the sensations of the body. Now, starting at the top of your head, just notice if you're feeling anything, the physical experience. It's a little cool in this room. I'm feeling that on the top of my head. Gently bring your awareness down, like a wing moving down along your body. Being aware of your forehead. Is your brow furrowed? Is your brow relaxed? Relaxing whatever tension you may notice there. And relaxing your jaw muscles. Just noticing whatever tension you're holding. Being aware of the muscles in the face and the face. Letting go of any tension you may be holding there. And just letting your attention continue to descend around your neck, and the top of your shoulders, Noticing the sensations, noticing any tension or stress or tightness that you're holding in your shoulders. And to whatever degree you can, no pressure, no judgment, just relaxing your shoulders. Maybe noticing the sensations of your clothes on your skin. And allowing your awareness to move down through your chest and through your back, your upper back, noticing the sensations of your breath, moving your chest in and out. And to whatever degree you can, noticing the sensations in your back as your breath expands. Maybe expand your rib cage and then contracts on the out breath. And letting your awareness come down around your torso and your stomach. Noticing the sensations of your stomach moving in and out as you breathe. Just letting your stomach relax and have a soft belly. And letting your sensations of your hips come to your awareness. Awareness of the sensations of your hips and your buttocks. Noticing any tension or stress or holding. And letting your attention move lower down your legs, your calves, thighs, noticing what your quads and your thighs feel as you're sitting. And letting your attention, your awareness come to your calves and your feet. The sensations of your feet resting on the floor and the bottoms of your feet. And noticing just the global experience of being in your body, how that feels at this moment to whatever degree you can. And now just letting your attention and awareness rest on the sensations of the body breathing. When your mind wanders off in thought or distraction, it's all good. When you notice, just come back to the simplicity of your body, breathing in and out, sitting in this moment. Just being aware of the sensations of the body, little itches that may come and go, little pains that may come and go, sensations of the body breathing, the sensations of just sitting here in the simplicity of the moment. And as we come to the end of this sitting, I'd like you to notice how and what you're feeling in your body at this moment. If anything has changed or not from when we started this meditation. There's no right or wrong, just noticing. May it be that the benefits of this practice, this meditation today, help us be more centered in our body in the present moment and be more aware. Make it easier to be centered, to more easily meet the world with kindness and compassion. Noticing how the body changes as we encounter the world around us. And continuing to view the world through kind eyes, bringing compassion and kindness to our homes, to our neighborhoods, radiating into the towns and the world around us, into our interactions with the people close to us and the people we just encounter momentarily. May the benefits of this practice be of benefit to all beings everywhere. May all beings be happy. May all beings be well. May all beings be safe. May all beings be at ease and at peace. Thank you for your practice. As usual, I put the usual information in the Zoom chat, which I should probably post on YouTube and Facebook. How to find these sessions, my website, um, the YouTube link where we're also broadcasting, where all of these sessions are archived, and a link to a donation if you feel so inclined. It's not a request and there is no requirement, but if you feel like it. So today we're continuing our deeper dive into the four foundations of mindfulness. And the four foundations are mindfulness of the body, mindfulness of feelings and feeling tones, mindfulness of thoughts, and what in Buddhist language they call mindfulness of mental formations, which after some discussion last week, I've come down on mindfulness of the ideas and concepts that we use to construct our world. But today we're talking about mindfulness of the body. The wisdom of the body is giving us signals all the time. The body is where we experience our lives, and the mind is where we interpret our experience. And there's a reason why, when Buddha taught the four foundations of mindfulness, he started with mindfulness of the body, because everything flows from there. And the body is the receptacle for our experience. And what can we learn when we listen to the body? May Elliott, Dharma teacher in California, associated with Spirit Rock and IMC in Tassajara, says the language of the body is sensations and feelings are the way we listen, but it's hard to listen. There's all kinds of distractions by thoughts and narratives and feelings and what we make of this and that. It's like a movie. you know Sometimes sitting in meditation is like sitting down to watch a drama or a comedy or a documentary or a review of everything else that just happened. And rumination is a lot like watching a movie that's not very interesting or bad television. And that part of our being is never present in the moment. And I'm going to get more into that when we talk about mindfulness of thinking. But the body doesn't have any of that going on. There are no words in the body. There are no images in the body. There is just here and now and sensation of our experience of being here and now. And as we become more settled, we begin to get a better view of the movie and we can see it's actually pretty agitating. It's not all that helpful. But the body is still in its own way. Sure, and we're breathing and the heart's beating and all that stuff is going on. But all of that is in the here and now, without an eye towards the future, without some sort of machinating about what it means. The body is just here and now being in the present. Mary Oliver, one of my favorite poets, spoke to this in her poem about roses. She wrote, "I wouldn't mind being a rose in a field full of roses. Fear has not yet occurred to them, nor ambition, reason they have not yet thought of. Neither do they ask how long they must be roses and then what, or any other foolish question." The body doesn't contemplate all that. It just sort of is in the moment. And the Buddha stressed over and over again the importance of mindfulness of the body. Everything begins there. Mindfulness of feelings begin in the body. Feelings start with a sensation. And then we put a label on it, and it's an emotion. The body is where we receive the world as it happens, and we take in the world as it is, and the mind is where we massage it and morph it and manipulate it into some version of our preferred or habitual experience. Because as I say over and over again, our experience is in two parts. Here's what happens. Here's what we tell ourselves about what happens. These are separate. But the body doesn't do any of that. It just receives that. The body is always here. So we practice. The practice is about learning how to land here. And I get it. Some of us have a fraught relationship with the body. I'm too fat. I'm too thin. There's a lot of body shaming and negative commentary. They show us these pictures on the front cover of magazines, and nobody looks like that because they're all airbrushed. We watch shows like Grey's Anatomy where everybody is beautiful and the people who aren't are the ones who are in trouble or being made fun of. There's a lot of toxic commentary about the body and what it's supposed to be in the culture. None of that is helpful. It's part of this toxic narrative that we've learned to believe is normal. And it's disguised as an awareness of the body. And it's the near enemy of mindfulness of the body because the body is the chosen subject of that part of the mind stream. But the thought is not the thing we're thinking about. The thought is separate from what we're thinking about. The thought is what I mentioned earlier about how we massage and machinate and manipulate. Our experience is part of that process. So, how do we come to the body? That's why we begin with the breath. It's always present and it's the easiest thing to turn to. There are some really advanced meditators who will tell you they can tune into their heart beating and other bodily functions. Maybe so, maybe not, but the breath is always available. And there are things you can notice about the breathing. When you're stressed and amped up, if you notice your breathing, it's a little faster, a little shallower. When you're calm and relaxed, it's a little slower and a little deeper. The body regulates the breath, and the breath regulates the body. And as I said, we can always come into our bodies by noticing what our breathing is doing in any given moment. So I'd like to do a little exercise. It's a little different from what I usually do at the moment. And I'd like to bring you to bring to mind something that kind of annoys you a little bit. Not like a big kahuna, like abuse or trauma, just something that annoys you. The waiter who was rude to you, or something that happened in the supermarket that didn't work for you. And notice what happens in your body when you do that. I've got something in mind. My webcam died this morning. I'm using the regular Facebook camera. I had a little tension. So I'd like you to close your eyes and put your hand on your belly. Just rest it there so that the edge of your pinky is right at the top of your navel. So right now your hand is resting on your diaphragm. And I'd like you to take 10 slow, deep breaths in a way that your belly is moving your hand out from your body. Slow, deep breaths. When you're breathing this way, you're actually flexing your diaphragm to pull in more air. And someone on the Zoom call just wave to me when you get to 10. You may or may not have noticed that your body settled a little bit when you slowed down your breathing. You may or may not have noticed that whatever agitation you conjured up has sort of dissipated. You can do this exercise anytime, by the way. Anytime you're feeling agitated, anytime you're at work and you're being reminded as why you wouldn't do this if they weren't paying you. Something annoying is going on. You're driving down the road and something happens, don't close your eyes behind the wheel. Don't want to read about you in the paper unless you win the lotto, in which case you have to grease your Dharma teacher. Um, the reason why this is helpful, when we're amped up or agitated, the body responds to that. Our blood pressure goes up, our heart rate goes up, we start breathing fast and shallow, and the adrenal system wakes up. The adrenal system is there for emergencies in case you have to lift like a heavy object off your foot or something like that. So that's all autopilot. Your body's on autopilot responding to stress. And there's one thing you can change at any time and access it at any time. That's your breathing. That's the gateway into the body. When you slow down your breathing and become more conscious of it, the first thing that happens is your mind enters the present moment. Your heart rate will come down, your blood pressure will come down, your breathing is slowing down. Your adrenal system looks around and says, "Oh, there's no emergency here." It goes back to sleep, which is its normal state. The body changes as our emotional state changes. We can do this anytime. We can do what's also known as the three breath journey. We just take three slow, deep breaths to get more centered. And what that does, that also brings us into the body. Anytime we decide to focus on our breathing, we have come into the present moment and we're in the body. And in meditation, we can train ourselves with the body scan and with body awareness to notice when we're tense or strained or holden. And we can develop a relationship of curiosity with the body. Ignore all the body shaming and ignore the people on the billboards who never look like the rest of us. We can be interested. We can practice being in the body, and what do we notice? I'm standing in the supermarket online. The person in front of me is like fumbling around, trying to find their wallet and trying to find their card. And I notice a little tension right here, clenching my jaw a little bit. So just mindfulness of the body is the gateway to everything else. It'll bring you to the present moment, which is where your life is actually happening. Now, I can't talk about mindfulness of the body without talking about a couple of things. Um, Trauma. The body has a memory. The body remembers. Um, that's why we can do a lot of things automatically. I have a motorcycle parked in my garage. It's actually a scooter. It's like a small motorcycle. And the car is now parked in the driveway. And I moved the remote from the clip on top of the visor now into the pocket of the jacket I wear when I'm riding. But I still, when I'm pulling my driveway, my arm wants to go up like this, right? And reach for the thing. The body remembers. The body remembers things that the mind doesn't have access to. Uh, when people have experienced serious trauma, they may not be able to recall it, but it's in the body. And it's an opportunity to be kind and gentle with yourself. An example of this is I know a guy um, who does a form of massage, the name of which escapes me at the moment. It's not Reiki, it's something else. Anyway, Rolfing. He does Rolfing. And we talked about this because he contacted me in my therapist's office to ask me about this. He moved something, I think it was somebody's shoulder or something like that, and they burst into tears. Because in that moment, the body remembered something that happened right there that this person wasn't thinking about. And when I've worked with trauma survivors in therapy, they often have this body experience of remembering the trauma before they actually have a cognitive memory of it. So It's an invitation to be gentle and kind with ourselves and remember that the body does retain information and the body brings it to the here and now when it's safe. I know a lot of people who got clean and sober or put down compulsive eating, and that really is a signal from the psyche to the body that it's okay to start remembering things, and traumatic stuff starts to come to the surface, or a lot of tension and feelings start to come to the surface because we have stopped numbing out our bodies with whatever we're numbing out our bodies with. So that's an invitation to just be gentle, not try to make anything happen. And you can use the breath and the awareness of the body to return to the present moment anytime. Also, there's uncomfortableness in the body. We experience pain. So there are ways to relate to that. Of course, the first thing we go to when we're experiencing physical discomfort is make that stop. It doesn't always stop. um, when I was first practicing a long time ago and doing the Zen thing, which I don't do anymore, and sitting on the floor with my legs crossed, I could never do a lotus position. Just forget it. I'm not that flexible. Start to have pain in my legs, and my teacher said, "Make friends with the pain in your legs," and that never made sense to me. But what it's like, what are you nuts? Um, but what I did learn, and what I was taught, is to notice it and just examine it. Is it pushing? Is it pulling? Is it stinging? Is it aching? Is it a sharp pain? Is it a dull pain? And when I look at it, what my mind is telling me it is something different from what it actually is. It's morphing and changing. It's getting more and less intense. Now it's a little pulling. Now it's a little aching. It comes and goes. So I can just be with it. That was very helpful to me last week when being a little clumsy. I stubbed my toe coming in the door and actually bent the toe under my foot. It did not break, but it turned some interesting colors. And it hurt for a couple of days. And I did notice that my mind went to some version of oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, because it does that. But in my better moments, I was actually able to like breathe and say, okay, you're bruised, nothing's broken. I can walk. I'm okay. It looks a little funky, still does. Um, Notice what that feels like. Notice where it's localized. Notice that I'm not having a full body experience, even though my mind is telling me I'm having a full body experience. Slow down my breathing. Be with what's actually happening. The body is with what's actually happening. The mind goes into all kinds of other places, but the body is always with what's actually happening. Another thing you can do with physical pain is you can bring your attention to some other part of the body where that's not happening. Um, I changed laundry detergents, which is about as mundane as it gets. So now this sweatshirt itches like right here in the middle of my belly. I didn't notice that until about 10 minutes into the meditation. Right? So I'm like, oh my God, I don't like this. Um, but I'm okay. My body got a little tense and I just, okay, let's just notice what that is. It faded. It came back. It faded. And in meditation, we can experience discomfort in meditation. And there's this myth about meditation that we're supposed to be absolutely still. It's okay to shift and move during meditation if you're uncomfortable. Do it mindfully. Be aware of it. Your body is where your life is happening now. And we're going to talk a little more next week about the relationship between the mind and thought and the body. But what I leave you with today is a suggestion to pause a few times today. Notice the rate of your breathing. Notice the posture of your body. If you're standing online or standing around somewhere, notice whether your knees are locked. Unlock them, let them soften a little bit. Just notice. And whatever you notice, meet it with kindness and compassion. It's your body, it's you. Thank you for your kind attention. Any questions or comments?
I like the three breath journey.
That works for me. You can do it anytime. You can always pause. I was about to say pause to breathe, but you are already breathing. Otherwise, hopefully, there's an ambulance on the way. Um, but you can always pause and become aware of your breathing. Okay. See you all next time.